Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a 2 looks with 2 palettes video. I have so much catching up to do, so I've been finding that this is a fun way to get through a bunch of palettes. If you guys are interested, just keep watching. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl-friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I do post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post, and without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay, so the 2 palettes I'm featuring in this video are the Christmas Town palette from Melt Cosmetics and the Gourmand Girls Silent Night palette. This one just arrived in the mail, and I was going to do a dedicated video on it, but I already have a look filmed with this palette because I was going to do 4 looks, 4 palettes. I haven't seen anyone post with the Gourmand Girls palette, and it has been out for a few days now. So I figured I'd just do 2 looks in this video with 2 different palettes. Get it all done, bada bing, bada boom. So let's go ahead and get into a look first with the Christmas Town palette. I will go ahead and timestamp below if you want to jump to the Gourmand Girls. But I wanted to start off with this one, and of course, as always, I have close-ups and swatches to show you guys, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay friends, so I'm filming with the Christmas Town palette today from Melt Cosmetics. I think I'm going to do a green look, maybe some purple, I don't know, but I haven't done a green eye look. I haven't done makeup all weekend, so I'm ready to get to it. I'm gonna start off with the shade called Smithereens in the outer corner with my Unearthly brush, of course. Also, while I'm blending this, I'm gonna show you guys swatches and close-ups of the palette. I will say this palette kind of swatched like hot garbage, so I am a little bit nervous. But I also feel like that's usually Melt's thing. Their palettes don't always swatch that great, but usually the pigmentation is there. So I'm not too worried about it, but you guys will see the swatches, and I'm sure you'll agree they don't look that great. Okay, that green is absolutely everything. Now I'm going to go into this shade called Eureka. It's like a really pretty lime green shade, and I'm going to put that in the crease. Ooh, that's such a pretty shade of green. Okay, so the mattes are pretty much on. Now I'm going to go into the 2 shimmer shades to complete this eye look. So we're going to use Experiments and Mistletoe. Super duper pretty. I'm going to grab this melt brush, and I'm going to go into Mistletoe first. I'm going to pick up a nice amount of it. And of course, as always, we gotta give it a nice spray. And I'm gonna start on the outer corner here and just kind of bring that all the way. That is such a pretty shade of green. You guys know I love green. I'm gonna go into Experiments now, which is like an iridescent white shade. And I'm just gonna tuck that into like the inner 1/3 of the eyelid. So sparkly. That is so fun. Okay, I'm going to take my light green again and just kind of pack on some more of that shade on the crease. Okay, I love how that's looking. Now I'm going to throw a liner in the waterline quick. Let's use this one from ColourPop. I haven't used this in forever. It's from the, oh my gosh, what was that palette called? It was a green palette. Not green, but the like the rainforest one. Totally blanking on the name, but anyway. This is such a good green eyeliner from ColourPop. I think it got discontinued, but okay, love how that's looking. Now I'm gonna grab my little Game Beauty brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Smithereens, of course, and I wanna run that on the outer corner. Anyway, sorry, I'm like in my own world, but I'm just adding that beautiful dark green, and now I'm going to go into the light green shade and just run that on the outer I decided to play with my Milk palette today because the Bailey Syrian collaboration comes out today. So I'm very, very excited because I'm definitely going to pick up the eyeshadow palette and maybe a few other things. I'm not 100% sure. I'm adding a bit of experiments on the inner corner just to like jazz it up a bit. But you know, it's a pretty simple green look for me. It's done. I did actually recently purchase the Milk bronzer from their Black Friday sale. It was like 15 bucks. So I do have the bronzer on already. I went pretty light-handed because I didn't want it to be too intense. And from this collection, I also bought the Deadly Night shade cream highlight and blush duo, so I'm excited to try this. So this is the one from the Christmas Town, and then this is the one from Halloween Town. I also have the palette with me, so we'll talk about it later, but this is what the blush and highlighter look like. You've already probably seen this 1,000 times because I am the last person on earth to do this video, but I haven't been wanting to buy like everything, like the full collections on Melt. And this collection ended up launching on the Sephora website during the Sephora sale. So I was like, well, let me just get the eyeshadow palette and the blush. That's kind of what I wanted anyway. Their cream blushes are so nice. Like, do you see how it's so pigmented, but it blends out and you can like layer it? And I have a bunch of their other cream blushes and they're so good. So I'm so happy to have another one. And yeah, that's like just too stunning. Such a pretty like creamsicle kind of shade. So I think that's going to be beautiful for any season, especially even like summer. I could totally see myself wearing that. Now I'm going to try the highlighter. So I'm just picking it up on this brush and I'm just throwing it on. This is so pretty. Oh my lord. Okay, so the look is done. I'm gonna spray my face, throw on some mascara, grab some earrings, and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. What do we think? Definitely let me know in the comments. I just want to show you guys what else is on my face today. So I did use the new Lethal Charge mascara. I used the black shade on my upper lashes and the green shade on my lower lash line just for funsies. I think it actually looks really cute. It's very subtle but lovely. I'm still in the process of testing this mascara out. I think it gives me a lot of lash because it separates them really nicely, but I wish it thickened up my lashes a little bit too, making them a little bit more full, but we'll see, we'll see. I feel like mascara gets better with time, so I'll keep you posted on that. And then for lip shade today, I'm wearing the Haus Labs lip in the shade Maple Matte. This is a really pretty nude. I love this like crayon style applicator. So I only have one shade of this, but I think it is absolutely lovely. So that's everything that's on my face. Now, as far as quick first impression thoughts on this palette goes, I really enjoy this. Can I create this with another Melt palette? I'm thinking yes, because they do have a lot of greens, but it's actually a pretty good quality palette, and I just want to show you guys next to the Halloween Town palette. I think these two form a very nice, cohesive, almost like rainbow for you guys to play with. So if you've been on the fence about these, I think they are really pretty, and I mean, I'm really hoping that this means that Melt is kind of going in a new, exciting direction. I feel like they were a little stale for a while. Those palettes from last Christmas still haunt me. Their Zodiac collection was so awful, so I'm glad to see them kind of go back to their really fun roots, and I'm very excited for the Bailey Syrian collab. So now let's go ahead and get into another look. It's time for the second look with the Gourmand Girls palette. So this is their Silent Night palette. I have swatches as well as close-ups. When I first saw this palette shown, I was so excited because I feel like their last three palettes that they've done with Doodles by the Bunny have been more like green, more purples, more orangey shades, and I'm not mad about it, but I'm so happy that they did a different kind of color story for their holiday launch. So this is their Silent Night palette, and it's a really pretty color story. It has some of those yellow golds as well as a matte yellow shade, which I'm definitely going to be playing with. So there is a matte white shade and then a white shade that's an iridescent with a shift of purple. And then there's two blue shimmers, but those are actually duochromes or maybe triochromes because they have different shifts to them. I will say that there are some neutral shades in this palette, so if you are looking for a neutrally palette, this might work for you. But I will say some of these mattes are pretty similar. They are different, but it's such a slight difference that I feel like this palette does have some repetition in it. So if you look at my arm swatch, which you should be seeing on screen while I'm talking, it looks like the shades kind of repeat themselves. So that's what I see. If you guys see it too, definitely let me know. If you don't see it, definitely comment and say, Karen, you're full of shit. It's totally fine. But I feel like it's a little repetitive. I feel like for the times that we're in with eyeshadow palettes, brands have really perfected their formulas, and now it's the color story that really sells a palette for me. And I feel like brands should really curate themselves and not repeat shades too much. I don't know if maybe you're a lighter skin tone, these shades would look different on you, but I just can't imagine that they'll look that different on me. Anyway, I have a look in mind. I'm ready to put it on my eyes. So let's go ahead and get into the look. Okay, you guys, I have an idea. We're going to start with the shade called Child. This is one of the dark blues in the palette. I thought it swatched a little better than the shade called Silent Night. So let's see if it's as pigmented as I think it is when I swatched it. I guess I should probably try Silent Night too. I just feel like those two shades are so similar, and like a little bit more of a mid-tone blue wouldn't have hurt if they switched it up on those mattes, you know? Like giving us a little bit more variation. I feel like they're just a little too close. But what do I know? I don't design eyeshadow palettes for a living, so I'm just kidding. I'm trying to be as conscious of it as I can be because obviously you guys want to know my opinions. That's why you're watching this video. But that looks so pretty, so pigmented. I'm going to grab a little bit of Silent Night and just kind of tap that on and blend, blend, blend. If you guys are seeing this video, you've probably seen that my friend Angie is coming out with new brushes for her makeup brand, Singe Beauty. And I am so freaking excited for that. She's sending me some in PR. I can't wait to try them. I know they're going to be amazing. I've seen her test them out behind the scenes, so I can't wait. And I also got tracking for the new Bella Beaute bar palette, so I am a happy camper. Okay, so I'm taking the shade called Mother. That's the yellow shade, and I wanted to see how well it would stand out on my skin tone, so I'm just tapping it on. I just have the Sigma eyeshadow primer, or the eyeshadow base, I should say, in Ignite. That's what I'm using, and so I'm trying to stamp this shade on. Okay, I really like how that's looking. So now I'm going to apply the shimmer shades. I think I'm going to go in with this shade called Bright. It's a beautiful like golden yellow. Maybe that'll be my inner corner. And then I think I will use Festive for the majority of my lid. So I'm grabbing a flat brush from Sigma. I'm going to start with Festive and see how much of my lid I can cover with that. And then I'm going to add the shade Bright. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. I love layering shades like this on top of dark mattes because they really come alive. Okay, I thought I was going to put more of that on the lid, but I think I'm going to focus that towards the portion of the outer corner, because I think the yellow will look better with the yellow shimmer shade on it. I'm changing my mind about where I want to place stuff. Okay, so I'm grabbing a clean brush. I'm going to go into the shade called Bright. You could just do the most beautiful neutral look with this shade all over the lid and those browns. Gourmand Girl's metallic formula is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. So look at how foiled that looks on my lid. I love that. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so let's do the lower lash line quick so I can make the outer corner look how I like it to look. I'm going to use this shade from the Yucca collection with Natasha Denona. This is the shade Fushi. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with my brush from Unearthly, and I'm going into the shade Silent, and I'm just going to work on my outer corner. Yeah, I feel like Silent and Child just look so similar on the eye that they could have used it to add another shade, even like a beautiful like purple matte shade. Okay, I don't always use the mirror in the palette, but I can't help it because it's so easy to see everything. So I'm sorry if I'm covering up half my face, but that was so convenient. I had a little bit of fallout. I had powdered under my eyes, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get it off with the Lunar Beauty powder. I've been using this. I really like this. And so if you've been wondering about the powder, I have dry skin, but it works really nicely for me and it gives me like a really nice flawless look. So very, very happy with that. I'm gonna take one of my Sigma Beauty pencil brushes and I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Mother, and we're just gonna run that obviously on the lower lash line. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit more of Silent Night and just run that right to the middle of the lower lash line. Give it a little bit of a blend. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade called Snowy, which is the white matte shade. And I'm just going to plop that on to the inner corner. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Frosty. And I'm going to give it a spray. And I'm going to put that down right on top of the shade Snowy. Oh, that's so pretty. Frosty has a really pretty blue to it as well. So definitely adds a bit of that frost to the look. So the eyeshadow is done. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. What do you think? Let me know which look is your favorite. If you like the green one, leave a green heart. If you like this one, leave a yellow or blue heart. It is so fun to hear your thoughts on the looks. I really, really enjoy reading them. So let me know down below. Really quickly, let me tell you what is on my face for this look. So I am still testing out these Lethal mascaras. I feel like I don't love the formula, but I love that there's so many colors. So I use the blue one called Fuse in my lower lash line, and then I use the black shade, which is called Cricket, in my upper lashes. So I'll try and remember to link all this stuff below, but they did send me those. And then for highlighter today, I'm wearing the True Love Never Dies highlighter from Melt. I'm also wearing the Melt bronzer in the shade Santa Cruz. I picked this up during their Black Friday sale. For my blush, I mixed all three of the shades from the Nightmare on Elm Street palette from Glamlite. I did post my 4 looks with their 4 horror palettes video yesterday, so if you missed that post, highly recommend checking it out. It was a labor of love. I had so much fun filming that, so if you're curious about their horror collection, definitely check out that video. I actually got shipping notification for the Garfield collection, which I'm very shocked about. I didn't anticipate getting that collection anytime soon, so hopefully it comes before the holiday season starts, or hopefully before Christmas, I should say. And my lip shade today is from Clarity Cosmetics. This is the shade Sienna Sunset, one of my favorite terracotta shades from them. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but my lips are so dry, and so they look dry, and it's not the lipstick's fault, just so you guys know. And then I have a L'Oreal foundation on. I think it's a True Match. I hadn't worn it in a while, and it's a nice foundation. I like how it's looking on me. I did decide to give that to my mom because she was looking for a more affordable foundation, so I thought I'd let her have that. And then my concealer today is the Smashbox Healthy Glow. Now let me quickly tell you my thoughts on this palette. I think the mattes are really beautiful. The metallics are stunning. Did you see how they foiled on my lids? I think the yellow is holding up okay. I definitely could use a yellow base to get it to pop a little bit more, but I don't always do that, so there's that. I do love this color story. I think it's really, really nice that they broke up their Halloween color stories with this palette. So I'm actually really curious to hear what you guys think about it, because you guys buy these palettes as well. So I want to know, are you like excited about this different color story? Do you wish they had done something more traditional? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Now, as far as both of these palettes go, I think they're both very lovely. Both are Christmas or holiday themed, so I'm excited about that. I did see Andrea Mattiliano posted a beautiful purple look with this palette, so I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to do a purple look with this palette. So this one's definitely more of those traditional Christmas shades with all the greens and the reds. And then this one is more of that like snowy theme, if you ask me. I think it's like the more snowy, like outdoorsy vibes. So I love them both. I think they're both beautiful, both have great formulas. Gourmand Girls is a small women-owned indie brand, as well as Melt. Melt is an indie brand. They're a little bit bigger, of course, because they're sold at Sephora, but they're also a women-owned brand. So I love being able to support indie brands and women-owned brands. So very, very happy to have both of these. Let me know if you have a favorite palette. Let me know if you bought either of these. Did you pass on them? Let me know. Let me know. I love hearing from y'all how you decide what to buy, what not to buy. With Gourmand Girls, this palette was sent to me. I can't remember if I mentioned that at the start, but it was sent to me. And I do have a code with them. I'm an affiliate. So if you use my code KHMAKEUP, you can save a little bit extra on this palette. You don't have to use my code, of course, but I just want to mention that I have one in case you do want to save some monies. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, friends.